Batman vs. Robin.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't see this one. I saw the previous one, Son of Batman.
Son of Batman.
Because I remember I have the original Son of Batman comics from 2006,
Cool.
like when they first came out.
When it first came out.
I remember thinking that movie was okay. I know they changed a lot, but I remember thinking that was okay.
Yep.
But tell me about Batman versus Robin.
So fun fact, before Damian actually came out 2006,
Yeah.
but there was a mention of Batman having a son in 1987 in a comic, but he was named the Infant.
Yes,
And then it wasn't until 2006 that he came out.
That was Son of the Demon.
Son of the Demon.
Yeah.
Son of the Demon, which
Yes.
is what I have. That's the one where he like sleeps with Talia.
Yes.
And then Infinite Crisis happens. Superboy Prime punched a wall in reality.
Nice.
Comics.
Yeah.
And then so suddenly Damian was back.
Yeah.
Damian was back in the universe, and I loved when he got injured. My memory of Son of Batman was he wasn't like violent enough for me, because in the Son of Batman comics, he literally goes out on his own and decapitates a criminal to
Yeah.
show like how good he
Yeah.
is,
It's
and
crazy.
they're like, "What the fuck?"
He's absolutely
But that's
insane in the
what
comics.
Damian is,
Yes.
though. Damian's this insane thing where
Yeah.
in the movie,
He had to be.
like Batman literally says, like, he's not a 10-year-old boy. He just looks like one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, with this, I mean, Damian's on the edge, being torn between Talon and Batman, and Talon's trying to bring him over to the court to use him, as a new Talon and brainwash him. So, but Talon needs Damian to kill. And Damian still has that, those thoughts instilled by, Batman that, he doesn't want to kill, that he wants to, not drop that low. And then Talon's trying to, pull him in. And then, I mean, there's a scene in this where Damian and Batman go head to head and are on a rooftop literally beating the shit out of each other.
Oh, that's
and it's like, it's cool because you're like, all right, like, it's a different, like, a lot of people don't like Damian. They're more of, Dick Grayson or, Tim Drake or, Jason Todd.
I don't know what he's like now, because the comics have been rebooted like 15 times since I stopped reading. But when I was reading it in that continuity, I really liked Damian.
So like even through this animated universe, all the way up to Apocalypse War, where he gets terribly, you should watch it. It's insane. It's a lot. But you kind of see him growing and and coming closer to the team, and even the Teen Titans and the Justice League, and not so much of a vicious 10-year-old, 13-year-old murderous assassin anymore.
Have you ever read Batman 666?
No, I have not.
So in like 2007, the Batman, not like the Detective Comics, the Batman comics and the Superman comics were like the same numbered, and in the same month they both hit number 666.
No
So the
way.
Batman one was like an alternate future where Damian has become Batman.
Yeah,
And he's
I
just
know it.
murdering everyone. He's like blowing up bad guys. He's like this violent murderer in
So
the city.
they have a flash to the future of Damian in this as well. So like there's a quick, as Batman's being torn down by the court, because he gets stuck in one of their, which is a lot different from the comics. But he gets captured by the court and he's drugged and going through all these emotions. But then he sees Damian in the future, who became Batman, and he pulls out these guns and starts shooting Batman all crazy, and then stabs him. And then while Batman's telling him that he's sorry and that he loves him and he forgives him, and it's like, I mean, it's very, I love the comics, the Court of Owls and Night of the Owls, and
I've never read Court of Owls.
so
That's when
good.
I
I want
stopped
to see
reading.
more of that.
It's so
As I'm
good.
watching that movie, I'm just like, wow,
really
I
good.
need to see more of Court of Owls, because it feels like that goes so much deeper.
It
So,
shows
like-
up in the Gotham TV show too.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
So, and
wanna see more of that.
I'm hoping, I picked this one as well because I really hope that that's where the new movies go with Robert Pattinson. I really hope they go Court of Owls. I mean, for a past, 15 years when they were created, I mean, they're one of my favorite villains in the
Court of
Batman
Owls,
world.
that's like the one that keeps coming up. They keep trying to put it into different types of media
Yeah.
and whatnot. I think that's next.
They're
for
trying
the
to make it a
movies.
thing.
They're going to work
yeah.
that in.
Yeah. So, but I mean, they're great, and plus it's, it kind of goes with a modern day, if you want to connect it to the real world, and like Illuminati, like the 1% that control the world, and, you can mirror kind of the real world, and people kind of get into that whole feel. But yeah, I mean, this movie's, it's in the run of those, kind of the DCAU from Flashpoint to Apocalypse War. And it's cool to, kind of see on Batman's side what he's dealing with around, the world. And Damian's a little shit that tries to
Is
sneak
there a
out of
winner?
it.
So spoiled.
Is there a winner?
when they fight.
Yeah.
So
every versus film. There's very few versus films where we get a definitive winner.
So technically, Damian does kind of, get his shots in, but then they kind of come to a just, they're staring at each other, and Batman's like, "Let's go home," and then Robin's like, "You're not my father anymore," and then he leaves. But it's really great because it's also an emotional hitting movie, and and you want them to kind of work together, but Damian's raised from Talia and Ra's to be an assassin, and Batman was raised by his parents being killed.
There are
and
some
wanting
good
to do well.
Damian stories. The resurrection of Ra's al Ghul was really good. That's a storyline where Raz, whatever.
He wants to use Damian's body.
Damian is there for him to be like a vessel, so Raz can come back into his body.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Batman's like, "Take me," and then there's like a whole thing.
And then there is like a cop out at the end of that book where he's like, "Oh, by the way, I've had this other son the whole time as a backup." It's like, well, just go into him from the beginning. He's been there the whole time. Like they wrote themselves into a corner.
Yeah, and then there's also what's the one? With Darkseid, he kidnaps Damian and is about to.
That one I don't know.
So he has, I forget which comic it was. Put it in the comments. But he kidnaps Damian and does this thing to Batman to where he's like, "You can either save your son or you can bring both your parents back." And Batman's, trying to pick both of them, like trying to figure out which one he needs because his whole life is about his parents. He does what he does because he wants to see his parents. And then he, spoiler alert, picks Damian and, tells him that he is his son. So
well, imagine he brings his parents saw him when he was 8. They're going to come back and they're like, "This is what you're doing with your life."
A costume?
You're wearing a costume. Why haven't you settled down with a nice lady yet? It's like,
how much money did we make this
Alfred
year?
says that so many times too. Like throughout the animated series, like that's a reoccurring thing that Alfred says.
Alfred is making up for the other two parents.
Yeah, I know. Poor Alfred.
So he also gets backstabbed by a woman in this. She's Samantha.
Oh, yeah.
She's
But she
sneaking up
doesn't
close to
know.
him, and which
She has to find out till the end.
which is kind of crazy to me that the court doesn't know, because then they kidnap Bruce and bring him in and try to, get him to be a part of the Court of Owls. And then it's not till later on when Damian takes off his little eye mask, and then they're like, "Oh my God, that's the son of Bruce Wayne. Oh my God, Bruce Wayne is Batman."
We can't really judge off that mask because once face masks happened, I also got very confused.
Well, in the Tremors episode, I was talking about like the star of the Tremors series, Michael Gross. I didn't realize he was in other movies because when he's not wearing the hat or sunglasses, I have no idea who he is.
Oh, no.
Hey, it happens, okay?
And I was just because I reviewed. I mentioned this. Go back and watch the Tremors episode if you haven't. We reviewed the Vanilla Ice movie, Cool as Ice, on my friend's channel, and the dad is Michael Gross from Tremors, and I had no idea because he wasn't wearing a baseball cap or sunglasses.
Oh my God!
So I would be with the Court of Owls. I'd be like, "Holy shit, that guy!"
But that kid. Also, for the court to have eyes all over the city, know everything about what's going on. They never once followed Batman back to his house, like sent a Talon back and followed him home one night.
Like the secret passageways and whatnot.
Whatever. So, but a lot of this, movie was, I love this movie, but also it cuts away from the comics a little bit. There's a little, there's a lot that they don't add. They add in more Damian just to kind of keep on going.
Well, they
with the
never
structure.
did. Does this series do the whole thing where like Batman dies and like the first Robin takes over?
Not through this. Not through this.
Because that was a great when they killed Batman.
Yeah.
And like Dick Grayson became Batman, and he had to deal with Damian as Robin.
Yeah,
that was a phenomenal series. Yeah. And I hate that people are like, "Oh, it's not Bruce Wayne. I don't care." I'm like, but that's where Professor Pig comes from that comic run, and it was really good because it's funny because it's just like, all right, well now I have to be Batman, but my Robin's a psycho murderer, and his dad's not here, and oh my God, and then by the way, Jason Todd's back. And like Jason Todd like kidnaps a girl and makes her his version of Robin.
I didn't read this one.
Yeah.
Either way, Dick Grayson is the best Robin of all time.
He is, and he was a good Batman, and then they ruined it.
Yeah, but even in this movie, like you could tell that they don't like each other at all whatsoever. Like they can't stand each other. I mean, Damian is like a little piece of shit.
In Son of Batman, he gets into a fight with Nightwing, and like Nightwing has him like tied up, and he's got all the cuts all over it.
I love their training session in this
That's
movie. Batman's like, I got you a babysitter, and then Nightwing shows up and they're training. And I'm like,
oh, I love it when he's on the phone.
Good.
When he's like trying to get out of babysitter. He's like, you're
like,
wearing the red what?
What are you wearing?
The thong? Oh, I can't get out of this.
Please call me tomorrow night. I swear I'll be there tomorrow night.
I love the like adult humor in these movies.
Oh yeah. And they, I mean, through these movies, they continued to get a little bit darker. I mean, the last one was R-rated.
Really?
Apocalypse War. It is.
Well, so was
fantastic.
Gotham by Gaslight, yeah.
So like compared
I didn't know
to,
that.
not to compare it to the Marvel films, but like this run that they have between these 16 films is just, it's one of the best things that DC's ever done.
Yeah.
And if they can make animated films like this, then why can't they get it together to do real live action films?
Well, that's how
what
I felt
pisses
with
me off.
WB's animation when they did the Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. I haven't seen the second one, but that first one was like, script-wise, it's the best like Mortal Kombat movie I've ever seen. Yeah. And then the live-action one came out, and it was
like,
so shitty. It was nowhere near on the level from simply a script level. Like it was bad.
I mean,
I
like,
prefer the animated movies over the live-action ones. 110%.
I agree. It's just, I mean, maybe it's a money thing, investing into it, but I mean, storyline-wise, you have almost 100 years worth of Batman, Superman, Justice League comics. Why not start at the beginning like this, like the animated movies did, and give us something fresh and new and or let's stick to the comics and not, and give us something great. It's insane.
They're trying to go more mainstream and what everything else is, but
and I get it because the movies are bigger,
with
but
the
like
animation.
But a lot of the scripts for these big movies are just like all over
the scripts for the animated ones are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. They have it's humorous, it's playful, but then you got some dark, you got some sexual, everything.
They follow the comics. And then for some reason, I mean, I get what Zack Snyder was trying to do. He was trying to give us like an Elseworld kind of vision until the end of his
Is that what he was doing?
It's what he was doing. Well, it's what he says he was doing.
Yeah.
But
I think after the reviews, he's like, "Oh no, it's always supposed to be Elseworlds."
Supposedly it was supposed to be, like an Elseworlds feels a lot darker, and then gets into this huge fight with Darkseid. Supposedly they all die at the end, just like in Apocalypse War, and then Flash has to run back in time, and when he runs back in time, it's all brighter days and restarts the Justice League and all that. So would have been cool to see, but also, I mean, hey, I loved his movies. I mean, not all of them, but I love his movies to where. Why do that right off the bat? Why not just do it? Play the smart game like Marvel did. Give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters, and then bring them all together for a Justice League.
But look, I'm pretty sure.
Were we talking about Batman vs. Robin?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty sure 17 years from now, when the Flash movie finally comes out, it'll fix everything.
Oh my god!
Got to make their $200 million back somehow.
So yes, Batman vs. Robin is your main pick.
So it's very underrated. Cool. A lot of people don't talk about it. No. For me, story-wise, hey, it doesn't follow the comics, but I'll still give it like an 8 out of 10.
The choice you made tonight will define you for the rest of your life.